Alright, so today we'll be learning more about the Nazi Party of Germany and how it came to power, but if you'll go over your notes from yesterday, I just want to ask you guys a few questions. Let's access some prior knowledge. Alright, so going over your notes, how much of a majority did the Nazi Party win in order for Hitler to gain control and rise up to be chancellor?
43?
Yep. Yeah, approximately 43% of the popular vote, but if you look at the seats of the House, the way that their legislator works is whoever controls the House appoints the president. So that would be like whoever has a majority in Congress just gets to elect the president out of their ranks. You actually don't vote for the president. So yeah, so actually Hitler was a pretty popular guy at the time. And what core beliefs were held by Hitler and his Nazi party that caused him to rise to power? Just spout maybe one of possible.
Anti-big business?
Yep, anti-big business. Germany was going through a pretty bad Great Depression around the rise of the Nazi party. So this really stuck with the core group of like German workers. And because of that, he got the popular one. Other ones? Yep, nationalism. After World War I, the Treaty of Versailles basically stripped Germany of all of its ability for national pride. So by tapping into that, he was really able to get the Germans to rally behind a singular cause.
Anti-communist?
Yep, anti-communist. There was a big communist scare coming from the impending Bolshevik Revolution in Russia. So by kind of combining all three, he was able to get the people to believe in what he and the Nazi Party agreed to. So the next set of questions will be more of inference from you. So do you think Hitler was popular in Germany, and why do you think he was so popular?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he was popular for the reason, like it says here, he brought Germany out of the Great Depression, so, I mean, he basically brought the country back from nothing.
Yeah, so just, think about that, he was an extremely popular guy because he fixed the problems that, were caused. And it, doesn't hurt that the problems were seen as outside problems. After the Treaty of Versailles, as we previously mentioned, a lot of economic and military restrictions were put on the nation of Germany. So they really saw it as outside forces controlling their economy, so they didn't blame any internal factors like what happened in the U.S. Great Depression. Instead, they thought it was all other countries of Europe. And here's another one. Knowing what you know about the Nazi Party and Hitler, only politically, so don't take into account his Holocaust, all the atrocities that happened under the Third Reich. What current day political party does he most resemble? So Republican or Democrat, and does he remind you of any past presidents? Any ideas? Alright, so anti-big business. Would you say that that's more of a liberal or democratic thing, or is that something that is more for a Republican? Yep, so as we see, that's democratic. However, nationalism and a real great patriotic pride, that is seen more like Republicans. So as you can see here, he was a person who was able to split the divide and get both common work. He would get all the common workers, but from both sides and from different platforms. So he was actually able to get pretty much the middle majority of German citizens at the time. And does he remind you of any presidents? Any particular ones? Maybe a guy who had 4 terms as president? FDR. Exact same situation, bringing the country back from the Great Depression. And as you see in the notes, when he enacted the Enabling Act, he basically gave himself, yes? Oh.
5 minutes.
Yeah, so he basically gave himself all these powers that if you look, FDR gave himself the set power. So that's kind of something to keep in mind is how we view different people in history. And last, so do you think you would have voted for Hitler and the Nazi Party if you had lived and grown up in Great Depression Germany? Just maybe show of hands, how many people think they might have voted for someone like this? 6, yeah, 6 out of 7, so even more majority than the German people did. And just, you don't have to answer this one, but just kind of think, and something to leave yourself off on is, imagine what it would have been like to be the people of Germany at this time, coming through this Great Depression, and all of a sudden there's this charismatic leader who seems to have all the answers to all of your problems, and maybe you can put yourself into the same shoes as the German people.